Hi everyone. In this video, we're going to take a look at piece number 3. Piece number 3, incidentally enough, is 3 different pieces. So we're going to design these two outsides on one part. So let's get started. Over in the workspace, I'm going to open up Autodesk Inventor. Using my pointer tool, I want to come up and create a new standard IPT. I'm going to grab the standard IPT and say create. Once it loads up, we're going to save this immediately. So we're going to come up to the orange File tab. We're going to go File, Save As, verify that this is going into your H drive. You can always drop down and see at the very bottom you have your H drive. And then the file name, we're going to click in there. It highlights it blue. I'm going to grab my keyboard and pinch on it. And this is going to be Gumball piece 3 outsides. Gumball piece 3 outsides. So we can come over, click save. I'm going to expand my keyboard and I'm going to pin that tab and escape tab, the blue pin, and drop down my keyboard. So now I still have the tab and escape and undo buttons. You'll see they're blue pinned at the bottom. We're going to come up and start a new 2D sketch. Just like we did in the other part, we're going to do this on the XY plane. Once it's red, we click on it. And we're going to grab our 2-point rectangle. So these steps should look very similar to what we did with part 4. I grab the 2-point rectangle. I'm going to click 1 point on here. Once I get to the origin, I'm going to click and let go. Then I'm going to click and drag to move my pointer into the upper right. And now we need to type in the width and the height. So we're going to grab our keyboard. The width of this part is going to be 5 inches. Then I use the tab key right next to me. And the height that I'm going to type in is 0.75. Looks good. So we can hit return. Again, this is all zoomed out in the top corner up here. So we need to hit the escape key to drop our tool and then click on the word front here so that we can see the entire rectangle that we just made. And we're ready to extrude this. To extrude, you have to tell Inventor you're done sketching. Green check mark in the top right to finish sketch. It automatically switches out of the active sketch tab and goes over to the 3D model tab. I like to go to my navigation cube and click on the house for home so I can see everything. And then we're going to come and extrude this. So I'm going to extrude. It automatically selected one profile. We're going to flip this into direction 2. And we're going to change our distance. So I'm going to grab my keyboard. This distance is supposed to be 4 inches deep. And then we're going to hit OK. Coming up to my home view, I now have the basic piece of wood that you're going to start with. It's 5 by 4 by 0.75. Let's go ahead and save this part. Make sure we don't lose anything. Now we're going to actually cut out part of the middle. So we're going to take out this piece right here to leave us with our two ends. To do this, we're going to come up and start a 2D sketch. This time, we're going to start the sketch on top of the part. Go ahead and click on that. I click on the word top in my navigation cube so that everything is nice and centered. Now we want to draw the rectangle that's going to go right in the middle here. So I'm going to come up top. I'm going to grab a 2-point rectangle, and I'm actually going to have you do both clicks this time. So what I would like is for you, your first point to be on this line on the left-hand side. Make sure it's actually locked on there, kind of where mine is. We're going to click once and let go. I'm going to move my cursor to the right side. Make sure it locks on. Don't grab the green dot. Make sure it's just locked on to the line over here, and you can click. So I've drawn the rough shape of what I want. Let's drop our rectangle tool with the escape key. And now we're going to do 2 dimensions. We're going to do a dimension from the top of our part. I'm going to click on that line to the top of this rectangle. I'm going to place this dimension off my part and between the arrows. And this needs to be 7/8 of an inch. Grabbing my keyboard, I'm going to write the number. Actually, why don't I show you? 7/8. And then I hit return. Pretty good. I still have my dimension tool in my hand. I'm going to come down to the bottom this time. I'm going to click on the bottom line once. Then the bottom of my rectangle, I'm going to click for 2. And then I'm going to move my dimension off my part and between the arrows. And I click. This also needs to be 7/8 of an inch. 7/8. I'm going to expand and drop down my keyboard. Hitting the escape key to drop my dimension tool. So we have told this how far it's from the edge, how far it's from the edge. So the distance between those 2 lines is already preset. And we already know how wide it is because it's 5 inches wide attached to each end of our part. So we're going to come up to the green check mark and finish our sketch. We are going to extrude. Now this time, Inventor didn't know what we wanted to extrude because it sees a couple different rectangles. So the first thing, we're going to come in and select a profile. You'll notice there's that right up here, we have an error red. So we need to tell it what are we trying to extrude. We want to extrude this rectangle, so I click on it. Instead of joining up, we're going to tell it to cut down. And then I could leave it like this, but I'm going to, instead of letting it cut 1 inch, I'm going to come up to this little box right here that says through all and make sure that it just cuts through the part. So I can hit OK. So now I have the 2 sides, this and this, but we have to add our chamfers. So we want to be careful. We do not want to chamfer any of these inside edges here. So when I grab my chamfer tool, we're going to change the distance, grabbing my keyboard, to 0.25. and we're going to select 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we're going to apply. And then I'm going to select 1, 2, 3. So I'm just doing the outside edges. And I'm going to apply. But now I have to get the other side of this. So we're going to go to our navigation cube and flip to the back side, that far corner. Looks like I still need to do this edge right here. 1. I still need to do the ends. Grab a couple and then apply. And I still need to do this end and this end. Hit apply, hit cancel, and let's take a look. Make sure we didn't miss anything. Okay, coming around the edges. Looks good. We have the 2 long sides. I did both of the short sides over here, both of the short sides over there. Looking pretty good. Alrighty, I'm going to hit my escape key and I'm going to go to the home view. This looks pretty good. We are done with the part 3 outsides. So I'm going to come up and click save. That is all you need for the outside parts. Good job on this video. Hope things went well, and I'll catch you in the next one.